Welcome to Fun Factory Gaming. Witchfire is an awesome game where you will become a witch hunter in this fantastic roguelike with a Souls-like twist. Dark works have a natural elegance and attract in an inexplicable way. Even things that were once considered children's stuff end up attracting audiences when they change the formula. This is clearly seen in the macabre origin of Spider-Man Noir, which abandons the whole concept of a pure heart and presents a vengeful and murderous character. And it goes without saying that the adult universe of Batman has had an impact with its investigative and profound style. But as we saw in Grimoire Occult, when it comes to something dark, witchcraft is something that has intrigued humanity since ancient times, and it is inevitable that it will not end up generating incredible works in pop culture. A war has broken out between the witches and the church, resulting in chaos. When the Vatican discovers that a ship containing a powerful relic has washed up on an island controlled by a witch, a hunter is sent. The goal is to rescue a powerful artifact that was on the ship, but to do so, they will have to face the beings of the place, eliminate the familiars, and only then the relic should be rescued. The witch hunters, known as prayers, have their own magic, Witchfire, which is eliminated with each trip, but can be extracted from the beings controlled by the witches. This was a game that surprised me positively in an absurd way. I think it was a huge mistake for the Astronaut Studio to have used the marketing that part of the team worked on the Painkiller franchise. I say this because, although I love this franchise, it is an uncontrolled shooting game, unlike this one. Games like Painkiller, Hell, and Damnation are not as frenetic as the beautiful Diluvian Ultra, and that ends up being perfect for me. But in the end, it is still walking and shooting, and the fun is more in the strange weapons. And so, when I went to play, what I expected was exactly an uncontrolled shooting, especially because the trailers don't help much. They focus a lot on the protagonist destroying monsters with powerful weapons and being attacked by multiple entities at the same time. So most likely there will be a lot of people who will think that's what the game is about. But a curious thing is that this developer also made the profound game The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. The result ended up being a wonderful compromise between the two. On the one hand, we do have action, multiple enemies, and an incredible shootout. But on the other, it is quite common for this to also be accompanied by horror. So you may even be causing chaos, but you have strong incentives not to get careless. It is not one of those games where you die and appear in the same place to try again. Here we have an extremely atmospheric game on a cursed island that reminded me a lot of the atmosphere we have in the game Betrayer. In this case, we have an island with a ghostly tone, small abandoned villages, a constant sound of doors slamming in the wind, the vegetation, the abandoned bonfires, and so on. You wander through this land trying to reach the witch's familiar. The way the elements appear adds a little more spice to the atmosphere, since there is no way to remember where they are. Each time you enter the island, new creatures and elements appear, but they may or may not appear during the trip, where there may be ritual circles on the ground that are traps, chests, unfinished rituals that you can complete, plants that groan, and if you accidentally step on one of them, they scream and explode, causing a lot of damage, enchanted items that bring luck, but that have varying degrees of chance of cursing you if you touch them. Vegetation that can be harvested to make potions or for healing, but that sometimes have the opposite effect, and so on. Enemies also help to maintain the atmosphere. They can be simple ones that just stand in one place and attack you, or they can be really scary things, like a skeleton in a cloak, levitating and carrying a lamp accompanied by a mist wherever it goes. Knights that jump long distances towards you, giving a crazy attack, enemies with explosive cannons, etc. You can try to be quiet and go unnoticed, collecting resources and avoiding combat. But you can also go straight to the point and extract Witchfire from enemies, and unique items like the coveted Deus Vault, a stone with a unique upgrade that will give you an advantage while you're on the island. More stamina, powers that recharge faster, more critical chance, combos, among other things. However, the more you stir things up on the island, the greater the chance that the witch will notice you. And if she notices your presence, she will summon an element called Calamity. In this regard, it reminded me a lot of Berserk. This is because a circle starts to surround the mini-map, and when it ends, demons are summoned and start hunting you. There's no point in running away. You need to defeat them, because there is a sanity bar that starts to run out, and if it reaches 0, you die. Just as I was very surprised to discover that Crime Boss Roque City was a roguelike game, this one surprised me in the same way. And that explained in the beginning, which I found very strange. That's because I was expecting a painkiller with a nearly immortal character, destroying hordes of possessed people. So the thing is, you're going to die a lot, but your character can evolve. You spend on attributes, and you get stronger and stronger. Each time you manage to get deeper into the island, until you finally face the first familiar and unlock the next area. But then a Souls-like element comes into play. That's because what we have here is not the same as Rogue Legacy, where each death allows you to evolve. Here you need to go in, find a portal, and return with Witchfire. Just like games in the Dark Souls saga, when you die, the Witchfire will fall, and if you want it back, you'll have to go to that place and get it. If you die again trying to do this, it will be lost forever. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, you have a great reason not to die in this game, and when things happen like the calamity bells start ringing, and you know that demons are coming to get you, you also start to feel desperate to run to a safer place to fight, or as close as possible, to a place where a portal can appear, so that if you die, at least you can be close. Your base allows you to research new items, something like you find in some games like Thief Simulator 2, with your own little corner to prepare yourself before the mission. But one really cool thing is that each item is magical and contains secrets. If you complete certain missions that require it, you will unlock one of the secrets, and the result of this is a stronger item. This motivates you to use weapons and items so that they become more powerful. Graphically, there's not much to say, it's beautiful. I think that's what attracts most people, because it's hard to look at this visual and not be amazed. It reminds me of other dark worlds like Gord, but with much more beautiful graphics and that give it a damn beauty, which initially reminded me a lot of Hunt Showdown, but in a medieval setting, making the dark fantasy aesthetic very clear. I think that's it in general. The game still has a series of other small mechanics, but in general, the idea is to enter an island, locate and face the boss, or find a portal and return to improve the character and be better able to face the dangers of the place. I became extremely addicted, and I think it's totally worth playing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please let me know by leaving your comment and giving it a like. Consider subscribing to be informed about new fun factory videos. Thank you for your support.